welcome to Pari Polytechnic Institute, and thank you for choosing this institution as your training school. So by the way, I am Romel Paloloy, your trainer in this qualification, plumbing, NC2. So before we proceed, let me check first your attendance. Kindly affix your signature here beside your name. Okay. So let me conduct first this pre-test in order for me to determine your preparedness in this qualification. So this is only good for 15 minutes. Okay, so 15 minutes is over. May I have now your papers? Okay. So you are enrolled here in TESTA. So the delivery approach that we are going to use is what we call the CBT approach. So what is CBT? A CBT is a training delivery approach that focuses on the competency development of the learner as a result of a training. So there are 10 principles of CBT. We have number 1, the training is based on the curriculum developed from the competency standard. And number 10, the training program are registered with the Unified Tibet Program Registration and Accreditation System, or what we call the UTPRAS. So the CBT process flow. Okay, so as you enter the program, I'm going to orient you with regards to the recognition of prior learning, and of course I'm going to discuss the your role as a trainee, and of course my role as your trainer. So you will going to receive instruction from me, and of course I'm going to provide you learning materials. So you're going to review these learning packages. You can also view multimedia materials. You can use manuals. You can demonstrate also. And then of course you can practice your skills in our workshops, and as your trainer, I will assist you in everything that you do. So in performing a task, okay, I will observe your performance, and you can also rate your performance using the performance criteria checklist, and I'm going to rate also your performance. Okay. If you have satisfactorily performed a certain unit of competency, then you can get, or you can proceed again to the another unit of competency and repeat again the process. So if you have completed all those unit of competencies enumerated in this qualification, you will undergo the national assessment, or the mandatory national assessment, and you can exit the program. Now, if none of those are completed, okay, so you can go back and review again the learning materials that was given to you. So this is your role as a trainee. You may select what you want to learn and when you want to learn in it within a reason. So you learn also according to your interests, needs, and abilities, not according to the teacher's timeless and experience. So this is my role as your trainer. So I will coordinate learning activities and of course provide an individual consultation. So you are enrolled in this qualification, plumbing NC2. The nominal duration of this training is 202 hours, which is equivalent to 27 days. So there are 3 competencies in this qualification. We have the basic competency, the common competencies, and the core competencies. Under basic competencies, there are 9 units of competencies to be done. We have the number 1, participate in the workplace communication, and number 9, exercise efficient and effective sustainable practices in the workplace. Under common competencies, we have number 1, observe procedural specification and manuals of instruction. Number 2, perform measuration calculation. Number 3, prepare construction materials. And number 4, maintain tools and equipment. And of course, the core competencies, which is our focus. So, number 1, we have prepare estimation of materials for multiple plumbing units, perform plumbing units installation and assemblies, conduct piping testing, perform plumbing repair and maintenance work. So all of these competencies are based on the training regulation provided by the TESDA. If you have done all of these unit of competencies, you will become a plumber too. So I have also here the competency-based learning materials. Okay, so you are required to go through a series of learning activities in order for you to complete the learning outcome. So this is an example of a CBLM or the competency-based learning material. So I have also here our training facilities and resources. So this is the practical work area in which you can practice and demonstrate your skills here. So under here you can see the workstations. We have 4 workstations here. We have the workstation number 1, prepare estimation of materials for multiple plumbing units. Workstation number 2, workstation number 3, and workstation number 4. The learning resource area, support service area, trainers resource area, distance learning area, the computer laboratory area, the contextual learning area, and the institutional assessment area, and of course the quality control. I have also here my monitoring tools. So this is my progress chart. So every time that you finish a learning outcome, I will reflect here in this progress chart. This is my achievement chart. Every time that you finish a learning activities, I will reflect here. And of course, my training activity matrix, which is you can see what workstation where you are. I have also here the learner's record book will be distributed each one of you, in which you can see the day-to-day activities in this training. So the evaluation system, so I'm going to evaluate you based on 3 aspects. We have the written test, demonstration with oral questioning, and interview. Okay, so before we proceed to our training proper, let me conduct first this pre-assessment. In order for me, so the purpose of this pre-assessment is to determine your prior learning or prior knowledge with regards to this qualification. So this is only good for 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes is over. May I have your paper? So you may take your break for 30 minutes. The canteen is located at the left side of this building, and we have there the comfort room for your necessities, and please come back after 30 minutes. Okay, so 30 minutes is over, so welcome back. So based on the result of your pre-assessment, I found out that you are all beginners in this qualification. So I will put all your names here in the first workstation in my training activity matrix. Okay, so proceed to the learning resource area to get your module. Log in the logbook and read it there. If you encounter some tasks to perform, proceed to the practical work area to demonstrate it. And of course, do not forget to wear your PPE. So I will be going around to look into your work using and check using my performance criteria checklist. Okay, Mr. Fidel, based on my performance criteria checklist, You are now done in the first activity, in the first learning outcome, in the first unit of competency. So I will reflect your accomplishment in my achievement chart. Okay, so proceed to the next activity. So how about you, Mr. Reyes? Parang nahihirapan ka dito sa activities mo. Okay. So you can proceed to the contextual learning area. Meron tayong mga aklat doon na related dito sa activity na ito. Pwede mo silang basahin para sa ganun is mas lalong maintindihan mo yung procedure. Okay, proceed now. Okay, Mr. Fidel, mabilis mong nakukuha yung mga procedures. Okay? So, based on my performance criteria checklist, you are now done again with the last activity in the first learning outcome, in the first unit of competency. So, I will reflect again your accomplishment in my achievement chart. Okay, so as well as to the progress chart. Okay, so proceed to the next activity. Okay, so how about you, Mr. Jordan? So parang nahihirapan ka pa rin, no, kahit binasa mo na itong related na book. Although meron tayong computer doon sa computer laboratory, you can proceed it there and you can view the video clips with regards to the activity. Okay, so ang bilis mo talagang makakuha doon sa mga procedures, Mr. Fidel. So based on my performance criteria checklist, again, you are now done in the last activity, in the last learning outcome, in the first unit of competency. So I will reflect again your accomplishment in my achievement chart. Okay, so as well as to my progress chart. Okay, so proceed to the institutional assessment area for your written and interview. So this is your written exam. This is a computer-based exam and it has a 20 items multiple choice. So you must get a 15 items in order for you to pass. Okay, so this is only good for 20 minutes. Okay, so you may start now. Okay, 20 minutes is over. Let me see. Let me check. Okay, so very good. You got 17 out of 20. So may I ask you this one? So this is your interview question. Okay, so what is the minimum size of pipe used for? Okay, very good. So proceed to the practical work area to demonstrate the task under prepare estimation of materials for multiple plumbing units. Okay, so this is your performance test. Okay, so you are now done in the performance test. So based on my performance criteria checklist, you are now you are competent in this performance. So proceed again to the institutional assessment area for me to award your certificate of achievement. Okay, so this is your certificate of achievement. Congratulations. So may I have now your LRB for me to affix my signature. Okay, so log out your module in the learning resource area and get another module under workstation 2 as I transfer your name here from workstation 1 into workstation number 2 in my training activity matrix. So proceed it now. Okay, so mukhang talang hindi mo masundan yung procedure kung paano mag-cut ng GI pipe gamit nitong pipe cutter nito. So allow me to help you. So ganito yung procedure dito. Kailangan itaas mo muna itong pipe vise natin at insert mo and then i-lock mo siya hanggat hindi siya gagalaw. So, okay, ganyan. So hindi na yan gagalaw. And then itong pipe cutter natin, insert mo siya dito. Okay, ganyan. Kung saan yung marking mo, doon mo siya ilagay. Tapos higpitan mo siya. And then, paikutin mo. Okay, pag narating mo na yung kung saan ka nag-start, then higpitan ulit. Okay, ganyan. Tapos higpitan ulit. Ulitin mo lang yung mga procedure na yon. Okay, ganyan. Okay? Hanggang sa maputol na siya. Ayun, okay. So, naputol na siya. Ngayon, ganun lang yung procedure niya. So, ikaw nga. Okay, so, nagawa mo naman na. Okay, so very good. So, based on my performance criteria checklist, you are now done in the first activity, in the first learning outcome, in the first unit of competency. So, I will reflect your accomplishment in this achievement chart. Okay, so proceed to the next activity. Okay, so Mr. Fidel. Okay, so ang bilis talaga. So, based on my performance criteria checklist, you are now done in the last activity, in the last learning outcome, in the last unit of competency. So I will again reflect your accomplishment in my achievement chart so as to my progress chart. Okay, so proceed again to the institutional assessment area for your written test and the interview. So this is your written test. So it has a 20 items again, multiple choice. So you need to get 15 in order for you to pass. So this is only good for 15 minutes. Okay, so your time starts now. Okay, so very good. Let me check. So you got 19 out of 20. So congratulations. So here is your question. So what is the standard height of... Okay, very good. Okay, so proceed again to the practical work area to demonstrate the installation. Okay, very good. Congratulations again. So, you are now competent in this unit of competency. So, proceed to the institutional assessment area for the awarding of your certificate of achievement. Okay, so here is your certificate of achievement. Congratulations. May I have now your LRB for me to affix my signature? Okay, so since you are now done in all the units of competencies in this qualification, so you are now ready for the national assessment. But before that, let me conduct first this post-test and as well as kindly evaluate also our program through this program evaluation. Okay, so the purpose of giving you this post-test is of course to determine your learning in this. Okay, so thank you. You can proceed to the assessment office to apply and just wait for the schedule of your national assessment. Okay, thank you.